Hey guys, Xoranath here, coming at you with a Scavenger Light comp. Team I'm running currently holds the highest score for Scavenger Light. Units we're running, we have the Blue Nurse, we have the Red Clockwork, Blue Pirate, we have the Dark Clockwork, the Dark Sharpshooter, and then I'm running the Dark Ninrat, which I think is a fun unit to add into this comp, where if I look at all the other teams that are running this dungeon right now, you see a lot of similar units, but I think I'm the only one running Dark Ninrat right now, and I'm hoping to change that. I hope a lot more of you guys run Dark Ninrat for Scavenger Light after watching this video. Yeah, let's hop into, we'll watch the replay here, and then we'll go over gears and all that good stuff. And one of the reasons this team works so well is the ignore defense components for these two dark damage dealers. The Ninrat has, if you guys don't know, he through some of his abilities has some ignore defense mechanics, and then I have an ambush set on him, so we're getting a lot of ignore defense. Getting a lot of ignore defense from the Dark Clockwork as well. Other thing, I'll talk a little bit about just kind of the purpose of each of the units. So the War Nurse is here for the passive, but also I've been a little lazy with some of my builds with the War Nurse. I've actually built it on a damage set, and if you guys look here, it's S1 just hit for 130,000, so you can get some good damage out of that. The Clockwork is here to provide buffs because the Dark Clockwork needs extra buffs. Each buff you have on him gives him extra speed, which corresponds to extra damage. So, we're hitting in the high 200,000s with our Clockwork and the high 200,000s with our Ninrat. So those are the main damage dealers. Getting the defense down and the mark from our Sharpshooter. And then, just good damage with the team up there. And then the Blue Pirate is here for occasionally landing a defense break, for doing the cooldown reduction so your team can cycle faster, and then also getting good damage with the team up from him as well. So there you guys go. So that one went 7.8 million, getting closer and closer to 8 million on this one. But I'll show you guys my gears that I'm running with them. So yeah, we have, and I'll just do them. I'll do them in order of attack speed, so try to tune them in this order. So first one, I have Clockwork. So for Clockwork, you could actually build this more optimally than what I have. I have a mix set here. If you guys can get a full Inspire on this team, you might even be able to do more damage than what I'm doing. If you can hit some of these, some of these stats though. And for him, really the only stats that really matter for him, you need to get this luck rate up so that his S3 puts a bunch of buffs out. That's, the main reason he's here. And then we also need him moving, first in our team just so he puts that excavate out. I'm running right now luck, HP, and HP. Click these other gears. Like I said, I just have a mixed set, broken set on him right now. But if you guys could get a full Inspire set on him, I think that would be even better. I just don't happen to have Inspire runes right now that are fast enough and give him enough luck, so I kind of have that broken set. The next unit that's moving in my comp right now is the Ninrat, and I'll talk through, because you guys might not be familiar with Ninrat. I don't see a lot of people using him, but when he starts out in stealth. Whenever you are in stealth, you ignore 30% defense. So he's an ignore defense unit. You can break through that shield that the boss has. And then I'm also running an ambush set on him. And I'm running right now speed, attack, crit damage. I'll click through these other ones. And ambush, if you guys don't know, ignore 25% defense. So between his passive and the runes, so what's that? Would we say 25 plus 30? So what's that? 55. So we're ignoring a good bit of defense there, right? And then also, he is a attack and speed scaling attacker, so you need to give him attack and speed for both his S1 and S2. Yeah, and like I said, I have speed, attack, crit damage. Click through these other ones. You guys can pause. Really stats for him. Try to give him speed if you can. Give him good crit rate. And remember, he is a dark unit attacking into a light unit, so he's going to get plus 15 crit rate, and then you're going to have a plus 30 crit rate from the buff, so you guys can take that into consideration. I'm using him for some other stuff too, so I didn't really min-max the crit rate here, but just make sure that you're critting all the time with him with whatever your your team is. Give him good crit damage, give him good speed, give him good attack. The other stats don't really matter in this dungeon for Ninrat. Our other damage dealer, let's see, yes, he moved next. Yeah, so the other damage dealer is the Clockwork, which I'm running speed, attack, crit damage. And then I'll just click these other ones, give you guys a chance to see what I'm running here. For him, this S2 is the one that does the ignore defense, which is an attack and speed based one. So again, you need to give him more speed. So basically the same guidance as the Ninrat. You're kind of building him the same way. Enough crit rate so that he's critting all the time, good crit damage, good attack, and then good speed. And then remember, guys, that he gets 15 speed for each buff that he has. So that Red Clockwork's going to be putting a couple buffs on him, so it's going to boost his speed even more. And then he's going to grant himself with speed up after that. So, he's gonna be doing a ton of damage. And you could use any damage dealing set that you want for him. I just have him on a couple fatal and power sets, but you could do the shock set. You could do whatever damage dealing set you guys have, or if you even want to do a mix set, if you can just get stats out of it, that's fine. Yeah, but the Ninrat and the Clockwork do most of your damage. Next unit I'll talk through is the Sharpshooter. I have a Sharpshooter on full Inspire. I'm right now running attack, crit damage. Click through these other gears. Like I said, mainly here for getting the defense down and the mark onto the team. And then also, it does do good damage with the S1 and the S2. So for her, you want good attack, you want good crit rate, you want good crit damage, and then make sure she has some accuracy, so she's landing that mark. If you guys start running a dungeon and she starts missing that, up the accuracy a little bit. And the other thing with her, so for my particular comp, I actually have the intelligence switched for the S2 and the S3, and this is going to vary for you guys just depending on how your things work out. But the way I have mine tuned is that she's going to be doing the S2 while it's still in the either shield phase or that first health bar, and then it's going to do the mark and defense down right whenever we're into the phase where you can put the mark and defense down. So I have mine reversed. You guys are going to need to play with it. It's going to probably vary team to team on which skill makes sense to run first there, but I did want to flag that for you guys. Next unit we'll talk a little bit about is the War Nurse. So like I said, I've been a little lazy with some of the builds for her, and I usually, in general, if you're just a casual player, the build really doesn't matter. She just needs to be here. But if you're really trying to push your score up, the build does matter a little bit. So I'm running full Inspire on her, but I'm running attack, and crit damage. So I have her on a damage build right now, which, like I said, if you're trying to push for damage, it does make a difference, because she can actually do some significant damage here. Like we saw, we even had her S1, doing 130,000. So, give her the crit rate, give her the crit damage, give her the attack. Her turn order in the team doesn't really matter, so she can kind of go wherever. Last unit I have here is the Ghost Captain. Again, Ghost Captain's really here for, doing this S3, which is going to reduce cooldown and then do a team-up effect. Just on full Inspire again. I have him on luck, attack, crit rate, defense. Well, I'll let you guys see these. And I don't have all his stuff grinded. There's probably room for some more efficiency. He doesn't do a whole lot of damage, but if you're really trying to crank damage, you could run him damage too. I have some good crit rate and good crit damage on him. He does land a defense break every once in a while with this S2, but that's not his main role here, so it's just for, some extra damage there. With that, we'll hop into a live one here, just so you guys can kind of see what to expect with this team. My highest was 7-8 or something, but you're probably going to do between 6 and about 7.5 million is usually about what this runs. So our ignore defense units destroy that shield, and that's where we saw the team up attack from the Sharpshooter before the mark and defense down. And now watch, it's going to do the mark and defense down right away. So we're maximizing the time that we have defense down and mark on this. That way the rest of our units can really just cycle through and just really nuke this thing. And look, good damage from that War Nurse coming out here. But yeah, our both our main dark damage dealers are constantly doing over, you know, 250,000 damage. I've seen it peak to, you know, 300,000 with the build I'm using. There was 297 there, 284 there. War Nurse doing 100,000. So there's just good damage coming out of this. And look, we're almost to the end of this phase, and you know, over 6 million damage before we're even out of here. Look at that. We're up to 7. We might actually even be close to record breaking on this one. So 7 million before we broke into phase 3 here. Let's see how much we do. This is some good damage on this. And even, you know, if I run this team for some more time, it might even do more than what I have. I only ran it, I don't know, 20 times so far or so. But it's doing good damage. Yeah, there you guys go. I'm going to stop the repeat there. Other units. So I know y'all might not have the Dark Rat. I do think this is really fun. If you guys can work in Dark Rat, I think you'll love. I think you'll like that. You can put in the Green Sharpshooter as another damage dealer. You can also put in the Dark Joker. Surprising. I mean, I don't know if it's surprising, but he does a good bit of damage here too. So if you're looking for just another damage dealer, those two are good options. They won't do as much as this though. Maybe you could tune your Sharpshooter to do more than, or not Sharpshooter, the Gunslinger. What am I saying? Sharpshooter. The Tree Gunslinger. Sorry, guys. You might be able to do some stuff with him, but I kind of like. I'm having more fun with the Rat here, so I'm gonna keep using that. Yeah. So I think that might be the hard one here, and then you can put in some of these other cooldown reducing units, like you could do Tree Turtle, you could do the Light. What is he? Light Robo. You could try Red Robo, things like that if you're just trying to swap in units you have. Another unit, you can also try the Tree Sky Police instead of the Red Clockwork if you just want to do something different, because that'll give you speed and attack. And then you're getting crit rate from Sharpshooter. But you're not going to get as many buffs, so it's not going to help your Dark Clockwork as much. But those are just a couple options if you guys are just looking for some other units to throw in here. Yeah, but with that, I hope you guys found that helpful. Hope it helps you really boost your score for the Guild Expedition, get those extra rewards, all that good stuff. And if you guys like this video, give me a like, subscribe if you haven't, and just thank you so much, guys, and we'll see you in the next one.